Hey folks, Studio here. Let's talk about AP Tryndamere and why it should be nerfed, and it is going to be nerfed. Yeah. Now, first of all, I got some announcements though, so let's go ahead and get through those. Announcement number one: someone made fan art of me. It's really good. Yeah, that looks so good. That is just amazing. Shouts to Red Plastic Cup from the Something Alpha forums. I mean, I've got a few notes of myself, though. For example, I don't really wear that many shirts with that many buttons, so kind of weird. There's also the fact that I'm actually very bulky. Like, he went for a very thin approach, which I am trying to lose some weight right now, so thank you for that. I can use a support that will one day be me. But I'm like 5'4" and incredibly stocky, so I'm just a short, beefy guy. So I don't know if I'll ever actually be that thin. Still, though, thanks for the vote of encouragement. And very importantly, I don't fucking say hello, folks. I say hey, folks. Come on, man. I still love you, though. We're bros. We're bros. We'll hang out. We'll kiss you on the forehead. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. Other announcement. I'm going to keep doing the LCS breakdowns because I find them fun and they're enjoyable. It's also consistent content that I know will exist, which, with the way replays are constantly changing and might be coming out soon, I just want to make sure that I've got something set in stone. So they're really fun to do. I'll keep doing them. Now let's jump into the game. So the original guy who made this popular and posted it on Reddit and all that jazz is all I do is win. It's this guy over here, not Sona. This guy. This guy. This guy used to be quality player. I believe his account was banned or packed or something. He doesn't have access to it. If it was banned because he was a rude dude, he was very pleasant in this game. So shouts to him for being a cool dude. But excuse me, sorry. His gimmick is annoying. And it's not really his gimmick. This works, and well, you'll see why. Now, how does AP Tryndamere work from a mechanical sense? Like, what does he do? He only has two AP ratios. One is on Bloodlust, the other is on Spinning Slash. Bloodlust, it's a 1 to 1.5 ability power ratio. Now, this means that every 11.64 seconds, which is what he has with his, I believe, 3% cooldown right now, every 11.64 seconds, he heals for the base value of Bloodlust plus whatever Fury he has, plus 1 to 1.5 AP. So he's got 44 AP starting out. He now has a 100 HP heal, or a 94 HP heal, on a 12-second cooldown. This is insanely high. Vladimir can eventually reach numbers similar to that. Actually, no, he doesn't even reach numbers as high as Tryndamere will get. Like, those are numbers Vladimir will reach 15 minutes in, and Tryndamere will just keep getting higher and higher and higher. So his heal becomes ridiculous. The other part is, I just gotta say, watch Tryndamere. He's freaking out so much. The other part is Spinning Slash. Spinning Slash has a 1-to-1 AP ratio. It's also reduced by critical strikes, and he gets critical strike from his Fury, as part of his passive. Right now he's at 0 critical strike chance, but as he gains more Fury, it'll go up. So he's got Spinning Slash, which is actually one of the highest damage level 1 nukes right now at 114 114 damage with just AP 115 with that one bonus AD he has. And he's going to use it aggressively. For example, here, he's going to try and all-in against Rumble because he can. He's just applying pressure. This is a situation where most people just could not win the 1v1. Rumble, for example, if he tries to fight, he actually deals really high damage himself, but the critical strike from Tryndamere is too much, plus the barrier. Like, Moonfair? It does a lot to try not die. And it's very, very dangerous early on. But this is also Rumble, who has one of the crappier early games. 1 to 3, he's very weak. Now, we're going to speed up laning, because it's not very interesting. What does Tryndamere do? He auto-attacks to try and build up Fury. He will Spinning Slash eventually just because he can, preferably also to kill creeps, and get CS, and he will heal with Bloodlust. You can't really gank him unless you have really good sustained CC, as Amumu shows right there, where, well, Amumu doesn't land the bandage toss because of the bad prediction, but he lands one here, the red buff applies, and Tryndamere just spins away. Even if Rumble had flash, it would be hard to lock down this Tryndamere. So you can't really gank him. You can beat him in lane though. This Rumble, as you can see, is dealing a lot of damage. And it's not killing all I do is win, but it's keeping him in check. He's taking a lot of damage because of the Flame Spitter spam. He's not getting him back to full HP. He's just hovering around half. Which isn't enough to kill him, but it is enough to make sure he can't just free farm safely and be really annoying. So it's actually very, very smart that Rumble is doing this, but it's also not accomplishing a whole lot. Unfortunately, if you're Rumble and you pressure very heavily, you tend to miss a lot of CS, just because it's hard to CS while using Flame Spitter sometimes, or trying to chase someone down on Flame Spitter. But at the end, CS is equal. Tryndamere, what does he do? He heals with the Bloodlust and spins with Spinning Splash a lot. That's all he does. It's a very, very uninspired laning phase. Now, this is not what makes Tryndamere OP in the end. What makes him really, really, I'd say, just toxic to the gameplay will happen around the 20-minute mark and afterwards. But you have to see where it comes from. In this case, this is a baby example of what he will do. What does Rumble try and do to stop him? Auto attack him, use Flame Spitter, and use Electro Harpoons. And you can try and catch up with Scrap Shield. How does Tryndamere stop Rumble from killing him? He spins away. The spin has a short cooldown. It's down to about 9 seconds right now. So this means that every time Rumble tries to do anything, Tryndamere has a safe escape. And this will be the case as the game goes on. So Rumble keeps trying to do his thing, keeps trying to be aggressive, Tryndamere keeps completely ignoring him. And it's legit, it works. What could you do to stop him if you're Rumble? If you can try and go for an all-in, but he's probably going to escape it, especially now that he has Barrier up again. And, well, if you just try and farm safely, you're going to see what happens mid to late game. Now, whoa, apparently I don't have something selected. Tucker's going to come for a gank here, and this is kind of the basic of how you fight as Tryndamere. So he spins in, gets a slow, and then now he just starts auto-attacking and spinning. At that last moment, he actually spins a very tiny distance. It's kind of like Olaf axes, where Olaf axes where you put them matters because you need to catch them. In this case, it matters because it affects your positioning. So here, Tryndamere spins a tiny, tiny bit, picks up the kill, but had Rumble survived that, he could have auto-attacked one more time to finish him off. So spin to win. This guy is Garen incarnate, and just spin, 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 farm, farm, farm. That is the plan. That is the goal. His first pickup is going to be a Gnash's Tooth, and this just kind of follows through with everything. It gives him a lot of AP, 65 ability power. It means an extra about 100 HP on his heal, so he's up to 153. Bonus healing, not including the base, which is only 40, but still, pointless stance. That's a lot of healing. Spinning Slash is now dealing considerable damage, 260, about 300 damage now. And the cooldown is the big factor, because he gains more AP, he gains more CDR. The Bloodlust went from an 11-something second cooldown to 9 seconds. This means every 9 seconds he's getting now 200 HP for free. That's a lot of healing. That is about 100 HP. No, it's about 50 HP per 5. No, it's 100 HP per 5. Oh my god. I'm like, no, he's only doing it every 20 seconds. No, that's Soraka. Every 10 seconds he's getting 200 HP. Now, 100 HP per 5 is... That's what you get from Baron. Those are Baron numbers right there, man. That's some pretty crazy numbers. And there's no reason for him not to spam it, because if he loses Fury, it's not a big deal. It means he's just not going to all-in because he's not going to have the critical strike chance. If he takes damage, he can heal it. Rumble does actually a phenomenal job of just constantly applying the pressure, so major, major props to him. Yeah, despite the fact that he's against someone who the harass is almost meaningless in the end, he keeps applying pressure just so he can't do stuff for free. It's like he's not letting him free farm. They're both going to be relatively lower on farm than had he just sat there. Now, all Tryndamere does in laning phase is spin and heal, and for some other reason I have to keep reselecting this. Don't know why. It's weird. So spin and heal, spin and heal, spin and heal. I'm going to do it 2x speed because the laning just isn't interesting. This is not what makes Tryndamere super broken. And I don't really want to say even OP. It's something that won't even apply to professional games ever. It's just annoying in solo queue games, and it drags them out quite a long time. But spin and heal, that is the tail you weave when you play a Tryndamere in the top lane. In the end, Moonfair, he tries to harass quite a bit, he tries to do a lot of DPS, but the constant spam actually forces him back. Now he's down to about half HP, as I guess it's just deselecting this window. That's weird. It's like Moonfair is down to about half HP, and it was just kind of like the long attrition war between Tryndamere and Rumble. And no character can really win it. I think Elise can. Elise will shut down AP Tryndamere, but Elise is also broken herself. So, point is moot. They're both getting nerfed most likely. This is what you should do. This is what your focus is, though, on AP Tryndamere. Not necessarily the champion kills. If Rumble dies, it's okay. But the main focus is going to be killing these turrets, because killing the turrets opens up a lot of options to him. Now watch as he picks up CDR boots and Nashor's Tooth, and the whole healing strength goes up even more. Now it's a 7-second cooldown for that same amount of health, which is... I don't even want to think about how much healing that is. About 150 HP per 5 now. Maybe 125, 125, which is still a lot. That's still a very, very big number for this early on in the game. Now you'll note that he can still 1v1 in lane. The reason for this is based off the cooldown of Spinning Slash. So going back to that earlier duel, which starts about now, watch Spinning Slash watch its cooldown. It's a 5.5 second cooldown. It covers a tremendously large amount of distance, and it's also his primary nuke, dealing, you know, at this point, 300 some damage per cast. So all he really focuses on in this sustained fight is auto attack, spin, auto attack, wait for the spin, wait for the spin. When it's available, spin aggressively just to deal DPS. And it works. Why can Rumble not finish him off? Because the sustained DPS of Tryndamere is very, very high. He also gets a little bit of healing as well, but the healing, I mean, doesn't have that big of an impact. 9 seconds is a very, very long time in a fight like this, so he's not going to get it more than once. But still, you know, the healing just kind of adds to it. In the end, it's about the Spinning Slash spam. So, what did he do there? He spam split. I'm getting nervous because I think this window is deselecting itself. I have an idea why, but I'm not going to fix it now because it will reveal personal information about annoying things like Java update. So Tryndamere, he just auto attacks and spins, and most people can't beat this. Like I said, Elise has a good chance, but if you're anybody else, how do you deal with a nuke that does 300 damage and decent auto attacks? Because Tryndamere, look at his AD, it's 120. That's still quite a bit of auto attack damage coming out from him. How do you deal with that if you are someone who, you know, just wants to deal sustained damage? The answer is you don't. I've seen Tryndamere beat Renekton's, beat Rumbles, beat most characters just because there's very little they can do. When you look at sustained damage, usually it's not so frequent when it comes to skills. Usually you'll have something to back it up, like an auto attack spell or Garen's spin, for example, is good sustained DPS. But okay, so Tryndamere, you just get the spell so frequently, and it has a chance to be even more happening more often because of his CDR from crits, that it's just, you can't deal with it as most players and most characters. Now, just gonna fast forward a little bit more. Oh, you game, why are you deselecting yourself? In the end, he kills Rumble again. It's the same story. He gets the slash, his Rumble goes for the kills, just too much sustain and too much consistent damage coming out of Tryndamere. Rumble actually built Seeker's Armor, which is a very smart pickup, but it does not help enough in the team fights. He's not healing for as much as he needs to. And we're going to start seeing Tryndamere pushing in action. Once the top turret goes down, it just keeps building and gets more and more scary to deal with. Because if you have a top turret, if you have that top outer turret, and Tryndamere's calling it, at the 20 or so minute mark, you don't really care. But when you start seeing the inner turret go down, the inhibitor turret go down, or even the inhibitor, then it's obviously a bigger deal. Also, Tryndamere has a lot more escape routes. Now, I said his escape is good. I consider it better than Nidalee's, though, for the sole reason that you don't have to position yourself as hard. to get over these walls. So if you're in Italy, for example, you have to walk straight up to this wall around this area to try and hop over it. If you're a Tryndamere, you can do it from a much sooner position. And we will be seeing it in action, don't you worry about that. And all I do is when he has entered the push state, there's, from what I can tell, 3 different phases of Tryndamere. There's laning, pushing, and then backdooring. And in the push state, all you do is focus on pushing. If you can't push something, for example, you can't push Rumble up there underneath the turret, he wanders around a bit. He was looking for the jungle, really. And now he's back to this 1v1. Notice how that Freaker is just not winning that fight early on. You get some good burst onto him, but all I do is win. He's going to show off his Tryndamere skills. Realize he just got hit by Rumble ultimate. He just got hit by Muumu's ultimate. He's alive. This is something that Tryndamere can do in general, but the point is, all I do is win. If he waits long enough, he can be back in the fight at full HP in not that much time. Very few characters in the game could survive that exchange. It was Rumble ultimate into a Muumu ultimate, and still a lot of damage being dealt, and you know what? He had his own ultimate to survive it. That 5-second immunity. That is something very unique about him, but it's a fact that, right now, he's already in a good spot to keep fighting. The problem is, well, the rest of his team isn't. And AP Tryndamere does not provide a lot in team fights. Tryndamere just doesn't provide a lot in team fights. He provides damage, but any sort of CC shuts him down quite a bit, and exhaust will completely tear him to pieces. I bet if I press a button, it's going to make that sound. Knew it. It's when the cursor shows. That's how I know. Now, he dies there. Not a big deal. People die, especially in video games. We're just going to go ahead and zoom up and just show the Tryndamere in action. Like I said, this is where it starts to become really, really obnoxious. This is where AP Tryndamere becomes a thing. So notice that Rumble's not top lane anymore. He's grouped up with his team. Now, a lot of characters, if you do that against, they'll take advantage of it. The case here is that Tryndamere is just way too good at everything. His wave clear is very potent. His ability to kill towers is insane. We'll show that off in a second. And realize that you can kill an AP Tryndamere. You can catch him. In this case, Nidalee is actually a fantastic choice. Nidalee Rumble is very, very good at killing Tryndamere. But think about how many resources we had to spend there, how much time we had to waste. Guaranteed 5 seconds because of the ultimate, but that was still a good 10 or 15 seconds just wasted trying to kill that Tryndamere. And we kill him, but because he's going to be pushing up nonstop into our base, we're never going to accomplish anything with those deaths. It's like, great, we can take him out, but will it matter when we do? The answer is usually going to be no, because by the time we can group up and head to mid lane, there's only 15 seconds left on his respawn timer. And, well, guess what? We'll be pushed out. So we got some damage off, but not enough to justify. Not to really say we got something out of that kill. We got some gold, and that's nice, but that's it. Now, back to the Tryndamere camp. What's going to happen? The same damn thing. He's just going to go straight back top, try to push it quickly, and just waste time up there. It forces people to go deal with him. It forces a lot of energy and spell investment, and if you don't deal with him, watch what he does. Now, I want you to time how quickly that turret goes down. And realize he did not have that many minions. I'm saying and realize too much. Crap! A bug splat. Alright, we'll talk through this. So I said there were 3 phases of the AP Tryndamere. There's a laning phase. He plays very passively. He goes for the all-in early on because he can, and he knows he'll be able to sustain it afterwards. But in the end, what did Tryndamere do? Not much. Just kind of chilled back, did his thing, relaxed, enjoyed life. Phase 2. Phase 2 is the pushing phase. This is the phase we're in now. He's pushing nonstop, and the reason for this is it forces someone to deal with him. This is also going to lead to the next phase, the backdooring phase. The backdooring phase is the phase I hate the most, and it's because all he's going to try and do is backdoor. But if you've seen the fights, he's beating everybody in 1v1s. We are killing him, yes. But that's because we have 3 or 4 people on him. 1v1s and 1v2s are a different story. It's a lot trickier, and you may not be able to catch him and kill him. And we're going to go ahead, go back into the game. Alright, Let's go. Tryndamere cam. Tryndamere cam. Chat, go away. Okay. So he starts attacking the turret at the 27-second mark. How long does it take him to kill this turret? Let's see. About 5 seconds now. He's had 4 minions. I think 5 minions total, which is not a lot of minions. And it takes him 13 seconds to kill a tier 2 turret. Why did that happen so quickly? Why could he kill a turret about as quickly as an AD carry could? 2 reasons. 1, he's got very high base attack damage. 2, he has AP. AP does work when it comes to dealing damage to turrets. It's 0.4 ability power ratio. So 100 AP gives you 40 damage. And 2, he's got a lot of attack speed from Nash's Tooth. Also, he just chased down a Nidalee. That's how good Spinning Slash is. You can chase down Nidalees with Flash. And if you do not send enough people, and usually it's not going to just be one, to shut down AP Tryndamere, you start losing objectives super quickly. He takes a top inhibitor and then he just backs off. And this has left the game completely open. What could we do to stop that? Well, we could have warded more. We could have sent not Nidalee back. I think there was some confusion about that one. I don't think Nidalee knew that she couldn't 1v1 him, and I don't think Rumble knew he would just keep pushing nonstop like that. This is something that the more, if you play against it once, you won't fall for a lot of the traps that he can, well, lure you into. So, what has he done so far? Like, what has he done in the game? Well, he started out over here, and then he pushed over here, and then he pushed over here, then he pushed over here. A couple times he escaped and did stuff over here, but all he's going to focus on is pushing over there. Like, I don't know if you saw that, he's rushing towards our inhibitor to backdoor it. And what do we have to do? We have to spend all of our time running away from this team fight, which we can win very handily, to chase him down again. This is why this is not fun. It's very easy to lose a lot of ground against him. Against most split pushers, they just can't kill turrets that quickly. Someone like Nidalee, for example, she has a really good attack speed boost, but she won't get a high amount of AD or AP. It's the fact that he can build nothing but AP that makes it so potent. Because if you're building nothing but AP, you're getting a really high bonus ability power ratio on your auto attacks against turrets. Nidalee, for example, Elise, any split pusher will not get that much AP or AD because split pushing is based entirely off being super sustainable and tanky. So you gotta be tanky enough where if they send someone after you, you don't die. We're lucky. His team keeps fighting us when they get into engagements. What they should be doing is taking turrets across the map, killing bot, killing mid, doing something besides trying to team fight, because our team is just better at team fights. And if we're starting a game, or if we're starting a fight off where we're already trying to hunt down AP Tryndamere and already have his ult blown, we're going to win the fight. AP Tryndamere is not going to be able to do anything, and it'll be a 4v5 at that point. But like I said, all I do is when, what's he going to start doing now? Just trying to backdoor. And you can't fault him for it. It works. Because if we don't stop him, we lose inhibitor. We lose, actually, Nexus turrets as well, if he has a creep wave to back him up. If we do stop him, we waste so much time where his team could be taking objectives across the map. Now, there's ways to stop this. For example, we have a crap load of wards. Look at all this ward coverage. We have one over here, over there, over there. Look at all those wards. They're actually about to expire. So we can deal with him, but we've gone very heavily out of our way, and we still can't do anything. It's not that he's advancing his team, it's that he's wasting time in the game. And his team could be advancing if they did not try to keep team fighting us. I really don't know why they just didn't sacrifice him and go for other turrets. It would have been such a good idea. Now I'm about to do something really stupid. And because I can, I'm going to say I apologize. I thought I could not die and bait out more of his spells and just waste his time. But I did not realize how much ridiculously high damage he dealt. The fact that his spinning slash is a 700 damage nuke. That's a 700 damage nuke on a 5.5 second cooldown. That goes down. Now obviously other characters get similarly high damage nukes, but this is something that it's it's guaranteed to get at least 2 off. One with his first cast, then a second when he gets his ultimate. So he will always get 2 spinning slashes off. He will always, in any 1v1 or team fight, have at least 1400 damage coming out. And that is so hard to deal with. Just look at this. 190 base plus 92, so it's about 280, and then extra 412. That's ugh. Yuck. Yuck. But we do kill his team. We do come back. We start taking inhibitors. What's going to happen? Well, this time he's not going to really do anything. What the heck? Because he can't. It's not enough members of the team alive. We actually take out Sona with the spear at the last second, and he backs off. But what does he do afterwards? Right back to the backdooring. And this is frustrating because we can't really leave. We can't really not be there to stop him. If you do not stop him, you're going to see what happens in a sec. So we spot him with that creep wave right there. We know he's there. Rumble doesn't retreat for some reason. I think there was a miscommunication, and he thought that we would just team fight instead of trying to stop Tryndamere from killing our base. Which wouldn't be a bad idea, because we could probably end the game at that point if we successfully won. But they were very, very not in a good fight. Like, not in a good team fighting position for what we knew about them. And how long did it take him to kill that inhibitor? I'm not going to rewind to find out because the game will crash, but about 7 seconds. How long does it take him to kill this Nexus turret? About 8 seconds. And he has ultimate available as well. So, in the end, what are you doing? You're playing catch the AP Tryndamere for long enough that his death time will be significant. Now it's up to 52 seconds, so we can do stuff when he dies. But prior to that, for the past 10 or so minutes he's been trying to backdoor, we could not do anything because he would revive so quickly. And even then, 52 seconds isn't that long of a death timer, especially considering what he's doing in this game. Because if you're all the way over here, 52 seconds means a lot less because it'll take 30 to get towards mid lane. Go ahead and fast forward this up. We get Baron. Hooray. Hooray. Now, what this is letting him do is 1v5. Now he's not fighting us 1v5 at a time. When he does, he dies. But he can apply so much pressure and waste so much of our time that in those situations where we could team fight or do something else or just really be useful, he is focusing all of our energy so that it's going to be a 1v5. Even if we don't send 5 people at him. Because we're not going to have at least 2 people because they have to kill him or fight him off, we know that, guess what? We can't team fight, and essentially the 5 of us are wasted. And, like, this is super obnoxious for the game I'm playing, but this is incredibly smart. He knows his team can't team fight. He knows if they do team fight, they'll probably lose. What does he do? He actually grabs Ezreal and he keeps going for the backdooring. This is his goal. Backdoor, backdoor, backdoor. And man, I wish this wasn't the case. He's fallen behind on overall CS at this point. He's not getting that much CS because he's spending all of his time backdooring. Rumble goes down underneath the turret. The fact that Tryndamere didn't use his ultimate does use his ultimate is a big deal because now he can't backdoor the turret. So we do kill him, or we do save our turret for a little while, waste a lot of his time. But the problem stands. Every time we do anything, if we don't have enough force there to stop him, he can just backdoor. And okay, right now there are no creeps. How can he backdoor it? He can auto attack and back off and still deal enough damage to have a very big impact. Our team at this point made a big mistake, and we tried to push a bit too hard as we sent people to back to defend against this, and well, rest in peace me. Go me, go! Go me! Go! 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 Damn it! I'm really sorry about those sounds. This window keeps deselecting itself, and that's not something that's easy for me to fix, especially on the fly. And I have to give props to Tryndamere. He keeps up the gimmick. He keeps just going for random traps and just chasing people down. It doesn't work. Our team is better at team fighting by a significant margin. We have to spend so much time dealing with the kiting and dealing with the fact that Tryndamere is somewhere on the map looking for our inhibitor that we don't accomplish a lot. Also, Rumble at this point, he's actually unable to kill the creeps quickly enough, so we still lose this inhibitor. Which is unfortunate, it makes me frown, but I don't think he realized just how tanky it'd be. That's not uncommon to see situations like that. Back to the Tryndamere can. Yeah. Whoops, not EX speed. All I do is when has a big fault. He never buys an oracles this game, and we don't have that much ward coverage at the moment. But the best way to stop AP Tryndamere from going for your base is ward literally everything. There were actually some wards that came out a few seconds ago saying ward all these areas, and now right now we're just pinging places to ward, like ward Baron. Look at a ward coverage expand from here. It's like now we have wards here, 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 in case the creep wave is ever pushed up. Here. We've actually got a barricade here. If our creep wave is past this part of the map, there is no way for him to get to our base from this top section. But like that's such a waste and super obnoxious. We spot them going for a big ambush over here because guess what? We had decent ward coverage over here too. Because we just have decent ward coverage everywhere because we have to. And all we're doing is spending our time far back, not really accomplishing anything, looking for the Tryndamere. In this case, we know where the Tryndamere is going. Oh my god, did we know where he's going. Look at that Tryndamere. This was really cool from us. We wait for the spin, we bait it out, and then we're able to just chase him down. But look how much effort is going into this. No character in the game is this hard to kill. Like, close to it. We kill the Tryndamere, and it takes 4 of us with a 5th of who just kind of waiting the area. And had his team not lost so much ground in the past, they could have taken bot turret for that. And had we not gone for him, we'd have just kind of played this annoying game. Just waiting for him, trying to catch him. Playing catch the Tryndamere, which is not fun. At this point, I believe it's the big AoE team fight. So, someone catches someone. Yeah, they go for Italy here. They shouldn't. Don't go for the Italy. This is gonna be the end of the game. But these team fights are actually not very interesting. We're super far ahead, and it's just a move again killing everybody because we have a lot of AoE. It's like yay, we did it. Go ahead, watch the end of this game, just because we can. Now, what are they doing to AP Tryndamere, to nerf it? They're going to be reducing the healing on his Q. So he still has spinning slash on a short cooldown. It still has a window and ratio from what I've seen. That's all subject to change. These are all PBE changes, and they're probably going to go into some degree, but probably, there might be some changes going on. But I just want to say, look at the numbers for the healing. So with 200 AP, right now you have 300 healing. Post-nerf, you'll either have a 0.2 ratio or a 1.2 ratio. This depends on how much fury you have. The more fury, the more you heal, which is what they're going for with the mechanic in general. The more fury, the more you heal. I like that decision. So you go from 300 healing to 240 max or 40 minimum. So it goes from Tryndamere being able to sit back and spam the Q. Now, unfortunately, this kind of falls back on Tryndamere. The other problem, which is he kind of sucks. Like Tryndamere kind of blows. And part of the problem is he's all in. If you ever try and sustain in lane without Fury, you can't. Because you can't. There is nothing for you to sustain off of. But the problem with the Tryndamere, as you saw in that past game, and every single game Tryndamere is losing, that happens in. If he's winning, then he's winning. His team will help carry him. He will help carry his team by kind of doing the same thing. But if the team is winning, then if you're behind, it's really hard to 3v4. Now, if you're losing and you don't play well, and you don't keep warding, and you don't look out for a very specific thing, which is Tryndamere backdooring, which we did super duper hard, guess what? You're going to lose. Now, it's not really fun to say that, and it's horrible to play against. So that game was super frustrating because every time we made a small mistake, we'd lose turrets or inhib. If they made a big mistake, like Tryndamere got caught out, and then the rest of his team got caught out with him, we could never take that much. Part of this is death timers and how they work early on in the game. Death timers are super short. So you kill someone at your Nexus, he respawns by the time you can get to his turrets. The other part is that, well, it's so hard to catch him. It requires so much effort. We have to send 3 people. We have to send a bunch of people to catch him. If not, he gets away, and then he heals up, and he can keep doing it. It's not like other characters where if you get him low, they have to run. You get an AP Tryndamere low, he heals up, and he's back at it. The way Riot is nerfing him, like I said, it makes it focus more on Fury. It might not kill him, but it's hard to judge with Riot changes sometimes. You never really know what's going to happen until it goes in, and you have to experiment with it for a couple days. I mean, that is AP Tryndamere, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do not like it, but I think it's important to know why it is bad for the gameplay. Because no other character could have killed turrets that quickly, could have escaped that easily, and could have healed that much. He provides very little in teamfights, but that doesn't matter because you never ever teamfight with him. Unlike Nidalee. Nidalee can teamfight. Just not super effectively, but she can still do it to some degree. Alright, well that's all for now. This studio saying adios, folks. Have a parting image.